Hey everybody, welcome back to Supercard. So Summerslam has come and gone. So we have some big winners out of this. The one I'm the most excited about is Seth Rollins becoming the World Heavyweight and United States Champion. So first things first, Season 1 King of the Ring is finished. I actually completely forgot about this and left in my epics, so I got out in the quarters. So what does that get me? A legendary card. It's great. Cool. So let me just switch these around, and then I'm just going to start a new one because I don't even know why I'm doing these, just to get some cards, really. So yes, Seth Rollins won both titles last night with help from Jon Stewart, of all people, which is weird. So there's King of the Ring going on. We're in the finals right now. Yeah, I don't really care if I win or lose. If I win, I get 2 ultra rares, which will be good because hopefully I can make a pro. If I lose, I'll get a super rare support as well, which I wouldn't mind getting because I only have rares. So we are, I think, 8 games away from the ladder reward, so we're just going to go through up to the ladder reward, and that's it, and I'm just going to talk about some SummerSlam. So, I hope they explain tonight on Raw why Jon Stewart, of all people, helped Seth Rollins, especially when you see that they had like some sort of feud going on the Daily Show and stuff like that. It doesn't really make sense why Jon Stewart, of all people, would help Seth Rollins, but, you know, I'm not the booker, so. But I would like to hear. Either way, I thought that match was great. I don't know how many times Seth Rollins tried the Phoenix Splash, his, that, like, kind of reverse Red Arrow, I guess you could call it. I think he tried it twice and then missed on one of them. I thought it looked great, though. Like, man, it's impressive that he can pull that off, even when he's so tired. Doing the same spot as Cena, where they roll through the crossbody and hoist them up for the attitude adjustment. I did not know Seth had that in him, or he's strong enough, or even suplex off the top rope straight into a Falcon Arrow. Man, that was just a great match. I loved everything that went on in that match. That was great. Move on to the main event, the Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing. I just want to start off with that sit-up spot between the two of them was fantastic. With Brock pulling the same laughing face he pulled at WrestleMania, and then Undertaker doing his sit-up, trying to imitate his face. I thought that was great. That looked so cool. The finish was a bit odd. I don't know how the timekeeper saw the tap out from, you know, that far away, but I'm sure the Paul Heyman rant tonight will be it'll be glorious, seeing what Paul Heyman can come up with. So either way, we still win. We get to hear an awesome promo from Paul Heyman, but I think it would have worked better if they didn't ring the bell, if they had it that Undertaker had tapped and he somehow got out of the Kimura lock, and then that's how it ended. I think that would have been a lot better, because it did feel a bit overbooked with, timekeeper shouldn't have rang the bell, referee didn't call it, he didn't see a low blow, Brock Lesnar passes out. It's the kind of thing you'd expect from TNA. But at least this wasn't, WrestleMania for the ending. SummerSlam's one of the big ones. If they stop screwing up the Royal Rumble, then the Royal Rumble really will be the number 2 big pay-per-view. But until then, right now it's SummerSlam, and that's not how they should have ended the show. They should have come up with something better. So pretty much, I'd say, pencil it in. WrestleMania 32 is going to be a rematch between Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, and then that's going to be the end of their feud, probably. I don't agree with having Brock Lesnar doing all of this stuff. They should really keep him with like fresh opponents. Don't like if he goes against the Undertaker again, that'll be 3 matches with the Undertaker. We already sat through 3 Brock Lesnar Triple H matches, which were pretty bad, really. Like, it was good when they had him against, like, CM Punk. When he was against Big Show, that wasn't even a match. He just destroyed him. But, you know, that's a match we saw over 10 years ago. So I was no reason to be excited. We know Brock Lesnar can destroy him all the time. It was great seeing him against Kofi Kingston. If you watched Beast in the East, that was great seeing all that happen. If they could do something like that, just kind of against... If there was a way to get him on more shows, I think they should go for it. Even if it's just to go against someone like Kofi and just absolutely destroy them and make them look like a rag doll, I think that would look great. That's going to be one of the most awesome things ever. So, I don't know how they're going to go with this Brock and Undertaker thing. If they're going to go Brock never tapped out, he passed out kind of thing. It's very Austin Hart-ish between the two of them without actually giving up kind of thing. But I think that's the first loss that Brock Lesnar's had since, I think, like Extreme Rules, where he beat Triple H. Which, you know, he hasn't really wrestled too many, so it's not as impressive as if he's gone that whole time without losing a match. But I'd say all the way up until that finish, it was a fantastic match. A lot of people... You know, they do the usual, they didn't like what they saw, and, they ruined the pay-per-view, blah, 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 this is awful, do they even know what they're doing? Guys, it was still a great show, and they were all still great matches. Yes, the ending could have been a bit better, but there's no need to complain every time you don't get your way. You know, it's not like they did something as stupid as announce Daniel Bryan for the Royal Rumble and then have him not win, because that would be ridiculous if they would do something like that. But speaking of Daniel Bryan, so he's been going on saying his doctors have cleared him to return. However, the WWE doctors have not cleared him to return. You know, give him some Z-Packs, I'm sure he'll be fine. But, so I don't really know what that means if, you know, you've got one set of doctors allowing it, but then we've got the other doctors saying no. They need to figure out what they're going to do with Bryan. It's even like if he's done for good, just, you know, let it be. He's only had a few years with a good run, but if he really can't do this anymore, there's no harm in retiring. Really, you know, neck issues aren't to be taken lightly. It's a miracle even like Kurt Angle is still around. I'm surprised he hasn't, you know, dropped dead yet with all the neck issues that he has. But, like, Kurt Angle is someone who should have retired a while ago. And that's coming from a Kurt Angle fan as well. But with Bryan, he's got to be careful with that neck of his. Or if he is going to come back, they shouldn't put a title on him right away. Because, you know, 2 WrestleManias in a row, he's had to give up the title not long after winning it. So I don't think they should give him another one until maybe a few months of him actually being in the ring to see if he can actually do it. Or maybe he needs to tone down his style. Like that flying headbutt, I thought that's the kind of thing they would have banned after, you know, he who must not be named or shall not be named used to do it a lot. So I would have thought that's something they would have stopped allowing people to do. But I don't know, maybe he's got some power or something to be able to do it. But he's got to tone down that ring style of his. You know, he's not some 22-year-old kid making some noise on the scene. He's a guy who's been wrestling for a very long time, and he's got to be careful with that neck of his. So Raw's up in a couple hours. This is one of the first Raws in a while that I've been excited to watch, just because I want to see how everything goes down now. I want to see what they're going to do with Seth Rollins now. How are they going to do this whole Jon Stewart thing? What's Paul Heyman going to say? And so I'm pretty sure we're going to see Rollins against Cena at Night of Champions. they're probably going to do it in a way that it's for the United States title, because Rollins will say, well, you get a rematch clause for that belt, not my belt, blah, 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 and all that, because unless Rollins is going to be doing a U.S. Open challenge, because those are some of the best parts of Raw. The Cena's Open challenges are pretty great. They'd be better if he stopped doing that damn springboard stunner, because it looks clunky when he does it. He takes his setup. It's just too choreographed when he does it. He perfectly slows down. He stops himself before he makes the jump to the rope. All that kind of stuff. So Stardust is my reward. That is not a pro. Who knows what'll happen with King of the Ring. I'm hoping for a diva, because my divas are killing me. That's why I'm working on Eve right now. I pulled her not that long ago. But I'm working on just getting her up so that I can just move on to the second one right away. Yeah, this ability one is just so annoying to try and level up. It takes forever to get that one. I don't believe this is actually a 25% rate. Same as with the epics, I don't believe that's a 30% rate, but whatever, maybe it's just my luck. So, oh, damn. How did we lose this one? So, yeah, we win there. Nah. Maybe I need to switch up my team just a little. Let's see, what was this tag team? So, I'm going to switch this around quickly. Let's just put you here, and whatever. If I lose, I lose. It's not like I really care about this one. I'd love to get the support anyways, so if I lose, it's whatever. So either tomorrow or Wednesday, I will be doing an enormous pack opening. Buy the 15,000 credits or whatever, and then spend them all on the epic packs. I'll see how I feel about it tomorrow. Oh, I thought I started this. I'll see how I feel about it tomorrow. Depends what time I wake up, what time I got to be at work, stuff like that. So if not tomorrow, definitely Wednesday. Let's put it that way. So that's going to be it for now. I hope you enjoyed SummerSlam. I know I did, even though the finishes could have been a bit better, but that's a complaint for another time. So I just want to thank you all for watching. Please take care.